Yo, what is bouncing my bronies at Sage here, coming at you guys with the Pro Tip Tuesday on Standoff Search and Destroy. So basically we've got the game type set up, and if you guys didn't know the rules, basically it is 1.5 minutes, or no, it's 1 minute and 50 seconds for the normal time limit, so it's usually that, but I'm changing it to unlimited so we have a lot of time to talk to you guys through, tactics and stuff like that. Everything can be found in the link in the description. It shows you rules of game types and stuff like that. Mind you, cyber gamers is, I think, a little bit different to game battles. So, with that said, I'm just going to show you my classes that I use. Mind you, don't think that just because I use lightweight half the time, I can get naded, because 95% of the time I'm in really unexpected spots, and sometimes I do switch up my classes, so I may be using Flakjack at one game and may not be using it the next game. So, but for Standoff specifically, I use lightweight, and I'm about to show you why. Being the pro mod player that I am, I do know a few jump shot lines of sights and stuff like that. I mean, some of them aren't very good, but they're usable to an extent anyway. So we're just going to jump straight into this. Hopefully you guys hopefully this will help you out mostly. So basically I'm going to always go the M8 sniper on this side here. And as once again we're spawning on Granny side here, so straight off the spawn we're going to have basically one person break back alley, one person go on top of Granny to look broken wall and top red. And we're going to have one guy go into trophy system into A, in case people, because the A push is very common in competitive gaming, and if you have a trophy system in there, it'll stop all the EMPs, stun grenades, and and frag grenades that get chucked at you. So basically what I do personally is I run on top of this van, and this is a line of sight I actually found out watching a stream of a competitive gamer, which I highly suggest you watch streams of competitive gamers because you can learn a lot of stuff from it. So what you do is you basically park yourself up onto this van window, and you can see bottom and top wood. Now, the good thing about this is a lot of people don't expect you to be stood up here when they run into bottom wood, so you can basically just go boom, and you could probably kill somebody. So, and it's not very much of a big adjustment to adjust straight up to top wood. You don't even have to shoot at people, you can usually just call them out, and usually they can be dealt with accordingly. So, the person who's running back alley, usually they can push through here. I don't suggest people pushing through here because we do have somebody already watching street, somebody already watching broken wall and red. So and somebody watching wood and all that stuff. So all of this is, non-usable. You don't really need this shit right here. But what the person back alley is going to do is jump up on this wall, and there's a really nifty line of sight that you can actually sit right here. You can even crouch if you really wanted to. And people running around this corner over here near the bins don't really usually check there, or they do sometimes. They would see you there, but most of the times if you're there, you've got the upper advantage. You can probably kill them before they can kill you. The only problem is if they choose to push through gas and maybe check top Granny, you won't be able to see them until they run to these fridges here. So the best advice I can give you is, if you don't see anybody there within like maybe 30 seconds, 50 seconds, somewhere in between there, just move. Maybe you could go hide in these shrubs or something like that. A subby rush that I sometimes like to do in Search and Destroy is I like to push back alley and actually lay down in these shrubs. 95% of the time you can actually get here before the attacking side can get here, get to gas and all that stuff, and they don't expect anybody to actually be laying inside the grass there. Alright, so basically what you want to do if you're the person who goes top Granny is a lot of people tend to go to either, there's only really two spots you can go, really, to check anything, which is here and inside the actual Granny part here. Now the good thing about here is if you don't want to peek red, you can usually just block that, or you can't really block it out, can you? But you can also just check broken wall if anybody pushes there. The number one reason why people go inside is so they can check middle street, so they can check, broken wall and top red. Once again, you don't necessarily have to shoot at them. You just have to call them out, and hopefully your team will be able to deal with them accordingly. Usually I tell my teammate who is Inspire that sits up here to only take one shot at the enemies, and if he misses, don't try and challenge because they're probably going to have drop on him anyway. So the person who goes and rushes into here usually has a trophy system. What they want to do is chuck it over the wall. I don't try and throw it over here because if somebody's sitting on that top van pre-aiming A-bomb and they see a trophy system fly in, they're probably going to know you're just going to be sitting around there, around that general area, and you're probably going to get flooded. 95% of the time, you don't really need to have, you know, a frag grenade need to kill you. You just die because, you know, you get rushed by like 1,400 people. So basically, I usually like to throw it around about here, maybe, you know, back here, so the person over there won't be able to see it. And that's basically the setup of you know, defending side. We don't necessarily push up and get map control. You can essentially push up and get map control, but I feel pretty confident with my team that we like to sit back and chill like right here, and we can basically call out all the pushes in the whole entire map. Even the person on top granny can tell me if they're pushing Silverado or if they're pushing, you know, inside Middle Garden. Mind you, if they're pushing into Silverado, I will get off of this van, like this van line of sight really quick, because I can basically get destroyed by that head glitch at the little van there. I've known a lot of people in league play and competitive gaming. I mean, mind you, league play is much different than game battles, because in league play a lot of more people get reckless. But you know, that sort of sets you up for if people like to do reckless plays, you can sort of predict what they're going to do. A lot of people actually rush middle street when they're defending and try and go to this this Silverado here. Now that's great and all, but if you've got an enemy team that actually sits here and sees top granny and all that stuff, you probably get found out, and you probably die really quickly. You want to try and play this as passive as possible. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to this side here. Now, I'm pretty sure you spawn further back up here, as you know, as the attacking side has to spawn further back because the defending side can get into their positions easier. So basically, I'm just going to kill myself here. Yeah, good job. So basically, we're going to spawn in on this side with the bomb and stuff like that, and I'm going to show you a couple of rushes that I do, a couple lines of sight, and hold on, bro. And yeah, it doesn't really matter if I spawn on this side. I'll just run over there. All I really needed was my lightweight class. So I don't necessarily pull out a sniper on this side. I either use a submachine gun or an assault rifle, as you see now. So basically, what we're going to have to do on this side is we spawn here, right? Sometimes I might check back alley. I might be the person who watches back alley, and if I do, I'm going to pull out my combat knife and I'm going to run this way. And the reason why this is, if you're pretty good at strafe jumping, what you can actually do is strafe jump onto these barrels like so, and get a line of sight onto back alley. And it's a really unexpected spot. Most people like don't even check there. They usually check, you know, at the green dumpster. But if you're actually up on top of those barrels, you don't, like I said, you don't necessarily have to shoot at anybody. You just have to know that they're there, and you know, have that knowledge in your team and all that stuff. So if by however you don't want to do that, you can always sit back here with a sniper rifle, just head glitch the dumpster. Once again, don't have to shoot at anybody. Just know that they're pushing into gas, and your team can adjust accordingly. As a subby rusher, sometimes if you're using a submachine gun, you want to run bottom wood. And the reason why you want to run bottom wood is a lot of people actually try and run B-bomb into bottom, maybe try and rush bottom wood and all that stuff, trying to get our wall control. Or you have another rush that you could do if you're a submachine gun player, which is actually run into here. Now the problem with this is, a lot of people actually get picked off by a sniper up top granny. What you really want to do, if you're a strafe jumper like me, if you have played pro mod before, you know strafe jumping's one of those things that you're usually good at if you're playing pro mod. And you basically want to just, that was a shit strafe jump. If you basically want to just like jump into this corner, and I'm failing at it at the moment, I'm sorry, but yeah, you just basically want to jump into this corner. You can peek top granny from this broken wall and see if anybody's there. Don't have to engage him, but just know that they're there. And like I said before, you can actually see if anybody's at the grey van here, and you can push back into the fucking courtyard here. So if you've got a sniper and an overkill class, or just a sniper class, a best way I've known to get somebody off of top granny is actually jump onto this red car here, and just, you know, aim in, peek up, and just, you know, do this little teabag motion on top of the car there, and you can usually get somebody peeking out. A lot of people make the mistake of actually jumping straight onto the back of this car. while this is also good, you sometimes leave yourself vulnerable for a couple seconds because you're climbing up and you don't have your gun holstered straight up. Now, the best thing about it when you run and jump onto this hood is, you know, they may see you, like, you know, peek up a little bit to get onto this hood, but, you know, if they don't have the best line of sight, or if you're running cold-blooded, they won't see you. So you can basically just aim in. You can see the outline of the window up the top there, so you basically aim right there, and you peek straight up into the top there, and like that. It's all about judgment, judging where you're about to aim up into the wall and stuff like that. So, you know, that's a sniper if you want to take out somebody top granny. There's a subby rush that we do. I don't really want to teach you guys that, but there's a little thing that we like to do that I could teach you guys. It's actually really handy if you have good team form and if you can get the flank of somebody sitting back packages. So basically, like I said before, the A-bomb is highly regarded as the best bomb to plant on this map. And the reason why is because, you know, there's so much places. It's not as hard to, you know, it's not as hard to defend as the B-bomb. The B-bomb's a pain in the ass to defend because you can either sit in yellow. I'll actually just run you through the basic places that you can sit while you have B-bomb planted. And if you're feeling risky, you know, you could, you know, give it a shot at doing some of these stuff. But the basic places when people plant B-bomb, they may plant it down here, plant it down here, plant it here, you know, plant it here, whichever side. It doesn't really matter where you plant it on B-bomb, but basically people usually go here. They usually go here. You know, really obvious places. You just tend to find a lot of people, you know, head glitching in yellow, like around there. What you can usually do is just shoot through this wall and see if anybody's there. You know, because they got to fucking D up anyway and wait for you to defuse. People sometimes even like to sit here or even top granny. You know, there's some stupid places that people like to sit. They're most obvious places in the world, so you just got to keep in mind of that. But most competitive players, if they plant the bomb, they usually run all the way around, back granny, into granny, and try and take you out from there. Now, there is something you can do. If you've got a lightweight class or a rush class, you can plant the bomb, right? And what you can usually do is plant the bomb, like, you can peek out to, like, here, plant the bomb, and the bomb will usually drop around this area here. And the good thing about this is, if you're feeling risky and you've got a sniper SMG class, you can, like I said, run back yellow, around back alley, and jump up on top of this, and I'll actually show you this. If you've actually planted the bomb at B, like where I just said, you could probably sit on top red and actually see the bomb, and if they're defusing, they'll pick it up, and you could probably kill them pretty quickly from sitting top red. You could also probably sit, you know, maybe top statue and check it. It's completely up to you. But the A-bomb, like I said, is highly regarded because it's so much easier to defend. So basically what you want to do is come to this back corner right here and inch off until the X button disappears, then inch back and try and plant the bomb. Now the reason why you do this is because it puts the bomb right out in the open here. Like, it puts the bomb right about here. And if you haven't noticed, there's a clean, like, line of sight from that back packages area. If you've got a sniper situated in that back packages area, they can basically see the bomb planted down right there, and if somebody tries to pick it up, they're pretty much done for. The sniper can take them out. The only problem with this is, if you're the only one left and you try and do this tactic, you got to be cautious of this of the bottom red here, because people like to run back packages. So if there's two left, person plants the bomb, one sits at the back packages. You know, don't sit here because people can jump up on the tractor and see you. Usually lay down here, peek through, and they can't usually see you, while your teammate basically sits here and checks you know, bottom red to get you back. So basically, lines of sight, if you want to check back alley, jump up onto this hay bale here, and I fucking failed there, shouldn't have crouched. You actually jump up onto this van, and it's a pain in the ass to get, but once you actually, I don't really use this spot much, and I was actually up on it just then and I jumped off of it. As you can see, I'm getting caught on it somewhere. You can actually get on the van. It's a pain in the ass to get on it, but you know, once you're on it, you can head glitch it. But the only problem is frag grenades will probably get you off it faster than, you know, you can say holy shit. But yeah, that's basically it for this map, guys. I can't really say much as to you know, where everybody will be. I mean, most people play this map differently. You know, it's all situational awareness, and it's all, you know, S&D is mostly situational. If you see somebody planting a bomb, most people usually run into the box with SMGs, and most people will just sit into this back corner here or sit into that corner there. You just want to, you know, keep your wits about you and try and figure out, you know, where these people are going to be. Also, if somebody's going to sit top green, you can usually use this peek. I think I showed you guys that in hardpoint. So basically, that's it, guys. You know, just practice strats. You know, our strats may not work for you. That's one thing I stress most in this thing, that what works for me may not work for you, and you really got to try, you know, figure out what works for you, and you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't, you know, think you're a shit player. Just work out what works best for you. I said that like 30 times just then. Also, a little tip, guys. These barrels here, believe it or not, as a normal barrel like this gets hit registration on it, these barrels here completely shoot through. There's no impact on the barrels whatsoever. And the same with, I think this is the only map that actually has this. The same with this part here. You can actually shoot straight through those walls, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, guys, that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. Like if you liked it, like if you disliked, subscribe if you liked it. My name's been Sage, and I'll talk to you guys later. Love you all, and peace.